I suppose first of all, reflection on the game against Ulster.
Yeah, look, probably watching it back, there's some frustrations there. Thought we probably showed some good bits in the first half, started reasonably well, and then probably a lack of discipline hurt us, gave them some easy ins, gave them some field position, which we were trying to protect, and obviously then those 2 yellow cards were hard to come back from. Either side of half-time, we were under a bit of pressure and probably couldn't really fight our way back into it once we got back to 15. So, yeah, I thought, those areas of improvements, but like I said, probably let ourselves down with some easy penalties, which gave us exactly what they wanted, really.
Does it sum up the season in a nutshell, really? Some of those games that maybe were there for you, especially at home?
Yeah, that's probably fair. Sometimes when you win a couple of games, that confidence and probably that game management and stuff is probably a bit easier. But look, it's been a tough season. Probably found that when we lose that momentum a little bit, it goes against us. So we've probably seen that a bit on the weekend again. Like I spoke about earlier, like those 2 yellow cards back to back was really tough. And in any game is tough. And probably in particular where we are at the moment, we just found it hard to turn it round really and get back into it.
Is this the toughest season you've been involved in?
Yeah, look, yeah, probably. Look, it's tough. I think we had a tough start to the season. We had a reasonably young group going up to South Africa, and early on in the year, we probably missed out on a couple of Ws that we probably should have taken, and that probably dented us a little bit for a while. So, look, we're not making any excuses. We've got a reasonably young group which has had a lot of minutes this year. But yeah, look, we can't hide away from the fact that we've been disappointed with the season. So we're looking to build some momentum now towards the end of the year and look to fire us into a shorter pre-season and into next year.
You know what it's like. You're from the Carmarthenshire area. Fans, Scarlets fans are passionate. They'll be disappointed, but concerned probably that it's been 3 wins notched up. How can you assure those fans that you are on the right path? And I suppose next season will be different, but it's going to be difficult because we all know that budgets are decreasing, not increasing. Yeah,
look, I can fully understand the frustrations. It's I feel as if we're a working week and we're preparing really hard. We can't fault the players at all, really. They're really putting the effort in. Feel as if we've had a couple of good weeks, but we just got to put it out there on the weekend. Like I said, I think winning does become a habit, and it's probably tough to find that first W at the minute. And like I said, probably the tough start of the years has probably affected us maybe a bit more than we've realised. A couple of key injuries and stuff. But we're in a position now where, at least a lot of these young local boys have played a lot of rugby this year. And as tough as it's been, those boys are going to be better from it. So maybe sometimes it doesn't feel like it, but the experiences some of the younger boys have had this year is only going to be good for them moving on and hopefully firing us into next season.
How tough is this period of the season? 2 games left. One is Judgment Day. You're off to Zebra. I asked the same question to Matt Sherritt. This sense of, I know it's a saying, but being on the beach already, sort of thing. And given there's the players that won't be with you next season, that list has been put out there. So how tough a period? How tough is it to keep going this time of year?
To be fair to the boys, it's always a tough period, but I think this year's been pretty good. Just spoke a lot about last week about how many boys were leaving. Obviously, really, really good people and people that's done a huge amount for the club. So I think last week took care of itself just in terms of wanting to give those boys a send off, and can't really speak highly enough of them boys. It's probably easy for a lot of them boys to kind of switch off a little bit, but they've been excellent and have just come off the pitch now, and a lot of the boys leaving have really driven today's session. So to be fair to them, they want to finish on a high. A lot of the boys who are here next year want to give those boys, 2 good weeks, 2 good victories. So like I say, I can't fault them boys. It's a tough time of the year when those names are released and stuff, but they've been excellent, and the younger boys really want to give a couple of them boys the send off that they really deserve.
Yeah, some big names, Emyr, on that list that won't be here, who've been ever present for a decade and a lot more.
Yeah, and those boys, like you said, the way they've contributed to the club, not just on the pitch but off the pitch, has been huge. And there's a lot of appearances leaving us in the summer. So just hope, look, those younger boys have had those boys to look up to for the last few years. So hopefully they can really grab it now. There's going to be a really big shift in a lot of the kind of leadership side of the group and the experience in the group. So really excited about what's to come in terms of a lot of the younger players. So like I said, hopefully they've picked up a lot from these older boys, because not just speaking about good servants, we're speaking about legends of the club and legends of Welsh rugby. So hopefully the younger boys have picked up plenty from them boys.
And we know Dwayne's spoken that there will be a restructure. Are you confident that you can be back where you want to be, and where we've seen the other regions as well? We're languishing in the bottom half at the moment, which obviously is a huge issue for the game in Wales. Yeah,
definitely. No one wants to be down where we are. We want to be fighting for those playoffs. We want to be fighting as we were back end of last season, in knockout rugby. So we understand, look, a couple of these younger boys now we speak about as younger players, they have to really step up next year. Probably going to back them a lot more, because the older heads aren't here. But look, like I said, where we don't want to be where we are in the league, we would really want to kick on next season. A couple of the younger boys, they're going to be better for what they've gone through this season, experience-wise. Hopefully we can finish this year on a high, bit of that confidence, because momentum's huge, and even though it's the back end of a season, the first day coming back in is going to be a lot sweeter, coming off the back of 2 victories.
Cheers, Ems.
Diolch.
Hi, Emyr.
Hiya.
You've got 2 games now where you're going to be narrow favourites to win, really, even though you've only won 3 this season. You're playing sides below you that you'll be narrow favourites to win those games. Does that put a bit of pressure on you, reputation-wise, to salvage something from the season?
Not so much of that way. Obviously, we're putting pressure on ourselves to get the results we feel as if we need and deserve. So, look, we understand if we want to get these results, we've got to perform well. So, we're working hard and training in certain aspects of our game. Obviously, due to playing some good weather, hopefully the next couple of weeks, and really encouraging the boys to get back to what we're good at, and really looking to move that ball. Obviously, we've got to be really squeaky clean with our defensive stuff and our discipline, but really encouraging the boys to go out there and play rugby, because we know it's tough if we go within our shells and put too much pressure on ourselves. We probably don't play the type of rugby we want to. So look, these younger boys love throwing it about. I think that's when we're at our best, really moving the ball, really playing high tempo. So that's what we're going to look to bring. Smiles on faces, and like you said, really look to get some ball movement and have a bit of fun these last 2 games, because probably the pressure's been on us a lot of the season, and we've probably seen it in a few of our performances.
Have a bit of fun, but 5 wins in an end of season table looks a lot better than 3, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely, and hopefully we can move up that table a little bit. And it's not the type of games you want to play in when we're speaking about bottom of the table clashes. But like I said, there's a good feeling in the group in terms of I don't think these are just end of season games with nothing to play for. Obviously, the Dragons next week will take care of itself. We know the emotion Zebra are going to bring to it this week with, they're a different kind of team at home. Obviously, Richard Hodges will be leaving them and stuff. So we realise what's going to come. 2 probably big emotional fixtures in terms of what we can expect to be up against. So we're looking to match that, and like I said, go out and move that ball.
You mentioned about the players leaving, and Ken said about this idea of a reset for next season. When you look at the players, not just at the Scarlets, but across the board, who are leaving Welsh Rugby, the likes of Jonathan Davis, Scott Williams are leaving yourselves. It was confirmed last night, Alex Cuthbert leaving the Ospreys. Is there a danger that a lot of experience is going to disappear very, very quickly. And we're going to have a lot of raw rookie players who are going to find life very difficult.
Yeah, look, potentially it's hard to answer that question, but I think the generation that's kind of slowly leaving us now, they had so much success, such a strong group of players within that kind of 2 or 3 year window. This probably period was always going to come because that, you know, it was a real strong group of players in terms of leadership and the performances they were putting in. So look, it's been tough because those boys have been so good to Welsh Rugby. They've stayed around for a long time. It's kind of on us now to really encourage this younger group to come through, give them these opportunities. And obviously, previously over the years, we've had really strong foreign players who've probably aided in those boys' developments as well. So, you know, we're lucky here with a couple of really good foreign imports that's helping bring these younger boys through. So hopefully they'll be around. And for me personally, I've been lucky enough to work with the academy and a couple of the development boys. So for me, I'm really excited about what's coming. Realise, you know, the best way of these boys learning is being on the pitch, and they've had a lot of minutes this year. So hopefully now these boys are going to be better from it. And from a personal point of view, I'm really excited about a couple of the younger boys coming through. And hopefully if they get half the careers some of the boys we're talking about who are leaving have, you know, we'll be in a pretty good place.
How difficult has the recruitment been? Alex Cuthbert said the other day that it's difficult to get players to join clubs that have only won 2 or 3 games in a season.
Yeah, look, I can only probably agree with that. Don't obviously deal with it a huge amount myself, but look, I know there's a lot of hard work going on behind the scenes. I'd like to think that what we can offer players here, I know the history we've got. Hopefully, some of the rugby we'll be able to play in games. We'll be able to be a club that attracts players to come here. But yeah, like I said, I think it's a case of with the budget cuts and stuff, we've probably got to punch pretty smart in terms of what we're keeping and who we're bringing in and types of people. So I know we're doing a lot of hard work in these areas. So hopefully we'll have some news before long, and hopefully it'll be boys coming in to really strengthen this group.
And just lastly, Emyr, it's 5-6 years since you stopped playing. How different is the professional game now, do you think, for young players in Wales? How different is it to just 5 years ago?
Yeah, probably quite a bit. Definitely in terms of, you know, kind of the off-field stuff and the social media side of it and some of those kind of pressures. We were probably fortunate to play in an era where there was still a little bit of old school about, and I know Foxy's mentioned a couple of the characters he played with, so, you know, definitely came across a few of them myself. So probably really fortunate to be able to have played with a couple of those older heads, but also see a couple of these younger boys come through. And, you know, for me personally myself, you know, someone like Ryan Elias came through underneath and it's putting huge pressure on me, and it's been great to see Ryan turn into the type of player he is now, and a couple of these younger boys. And look, we need these old heads around us to help development, because it's huge, and, you know, it's probably the biggest tool we've got in terms of what the players see every day, what the younger boys see in terms of kind of the habits and their working week. So yeah, I think, you know, it's a pretty different place. I think rugby's changed a little bit, but hopefully these younger boys are going to, you know, seeing a couple of them are fortunate enough to probably win. A couple of the younger boys have been up with delivery and stuff, so they've probably experienced a bit of that old school mentality over the last couple of weeks and some success up there. So that's been great for a couple of the younger boys. So yeah, hopefully we'll see them come through in the next few seasons.
Good man, thanks Emyr. Best of luck for the weekend.
Nice one, thank you.
Beth oedd y teimladau ynglyn â Ulster? Oedd y gêm felly'n dangos stori o'r tymor I chi?
Yeah, oedd e siwr yn eitha frustredig, teimlo fel wnaethon ni lot o pethau'n well, a dechreuon ni gêm yn well, yn rhoi pwysau arno nhw, ond disgyblaeth ddim yn gret yn rhai adegau I roi cyfle I nhw dod mewn I tir ni, a wedyn dod I cael y 2 carden melyn yn weddol agos at y gilydd jyst cyn hanner amser. Oedd hwnna'n rhan pwysig o'r gêm, a siwr o'n I ffili kind of wrestlo'r gêm nôl ar ôl prynu. Oedd yn anodd. Mi cedi dethon nhw mas ar ôl hanner amser yn dda iawn. Dod redeg y bel, a wnaethon nhw cymryd mantes o'n ni cael 2 dyn off y car. So fel fi'n sôn, oedd yn galed o'r nôl o hwnna, really. So rai pethau o'n i'n ples gyda, ond yeah, siwr o fod yn yn siomedig gyda beth gaethon ni mas o'r gêm.
Sut bydde ti'n disgrifio'r tymor? A dyma'r tymor anoddau ti wedi bod wrthi fel hyfforddwr neu yn chwaraewr i'r Scarlets?
Ie, mae wedi bod yn tuff. O dechrau'r tymor yn anodd iawn yn mynd mas i De Affrica gyda grŵp weddol ifanc. Siwr colli cwpl o gemau, dylsyn ni wedi ennill yn dechrau yn y tymor. Siwr wedi effeithio ni bach mwy na beth o'n i'n meddwl oedd e wedi. A cwpl o anafiadau i chwaraewyr mawr yn y tymor. Mae wedi bod yn anodd i siglo hwnna, ond cymryd y positif mas, mae lot o'r boes ifanc yma wedi chwarae lot o rygbi tymor yma. Lot o'r boes ni siwr mynd i dibynnu arno lot tymor nesaf. Mae'n siwr wedi chwarae lot o rygbi tymor un, falle mwy o rygbi na beth o'n i'n meddwl falle bod nhw'n cael, a gobeithio maen nhw'n bod yn gryfach off y bac o'na.
Tair buddugoliaeth yn unig hyd yn hyn, mae yna gyfle i chi gael dwy arall. Mi fydd y cefnogwyr yn poeni. Maen nhw yn poeni lot am y tîm wrth gwrs. Beth ydy'r neges i'r rhai sydd wedi bod yn dod i wylio chi yn ystod y tymor?
Ie, mae'r teimlad yn digon teg a ni'n teimlo fel ni'n ni moyn rhoi rhywbeth i'r supportwyr, really grabio mlaen ni, a o'n i'n gweld wrthnos diwetha, maen nhw dal yn dod, maen nhw dal yn cefnogwyr arbennig ar sŵn y pethau maen nhw'n neud, a da fi'n siŵr mae llwyth yn mynd mas i'r Eidal pen wythnos yma, so ni moyn benni y tymor yn iawn, ni moyn cael doi fuddugoliaeth i rhywbeth i nhw really grabio mlaen i, rhywbeth i creu bach o hyder i nhw cyn tymor nesaf. A dyn ni siwr heb chwarae lot o rygbi, o'n i moyn chwarae tymor un, yn y ffordd ni wedi chwarae gyda'r bêl, so ni moyn benni'r tymor, ni moyn rhoi rhywbeth i'r cefnogwyr, bod yn really place amdano, a rhywbeth fel fi sôn, fel bod nhw'n really hyderus i dod nôl tymor nesaf, rhoi blas o'n o beth ni moyn, a ffordd ni moyn chwarae, really.
Os yna bryder serch hynny, falle fydd pethau goffo mynd yn wath cyn bod nhw'n mynd yn well, achos wrth gwrs i ni gyd yn gwybod mae'r cyllid, yr arian sy'n gael yn mynd i fynd yn llai eto tymor nesaf.
Ie, sneb yn cwota bant o'r ffact bod e'n anodd, ond fel fi'n sôn, mae'n teimlo fel mae lot o boes ifanc yn mynd i bod yn well am beth maen nhw wedi teimlo'r tymor yma. Dwi heb bod yn rwydd, ond os ni well achos o fi, wel, falle hwn yw'r period, mae rhaid ni mynd trwyddo, ond mae rhaid ni dod mas o fe'n well os na hwnna yw'r ces, ond fel fi'n sôn, mae lot o chwaraewyr ifanc ni wedi cael lot o mynedau ar y ca, lot o profiadau tymor yma, gobeithio maen nhw'n mynd i bod well amdano fe, a mae lot o chwaraewyr ifanc ni gyda'n dod trwyddo, pobl fi'n really meddwl gallu cico mlaen yn gyrfa nhw a moyn cico mlaen am Capiau Cymru. So gobeithio beth maen nhw wedi bod trwyddo tymor yma, maen nhw'n mynd i bod well amdano fe.
Pa mor anodd yw cadw fynd nawr adeg yn y tymor gyda dwy gêm yn weddill, achos i ni'n gwybod pa mor anodd wedi bod, ond hefyd y timlad bod chwaraewyr yn gadael, chi fel pob tîm arall wedi rhyddhau y manylion o pwy fydd yn gadael tymor nesaf, ac mae lot o enwau mawr sydd wedi bod yma ers cyfnod maith ar y restr yna.
Ie, mae wastad yn rhan anodd o'r tymor pan mae boes yn gwybod maen nhw'n mynd, ond i bod yn dweud, mae boes i bod yn arbennig. Oedd lot o emotion rhwng y clwb wythnos diwetha, pan wedi enwi boes yna. Dim jyst cewri o'r clwb, ond cewri o gêm yn Cymru really yn gadael. So fi'n credu oedd y boes fi'n neud yn dda iawn, o'n nhw moyn rhoi send-off dda i chwaraewyr, o'n i heb quite neud e, ond ni'n deall mae'r doi gêm hyn yn pwysig i'r clwb a i'r chwaraewyr yn gadael. So jyst i dro off y car marfer nawr, a mae'r boes nhw wedi bod yn arbennig. Cwpl o boes sy'n gwybod maen nhw'n gadael, maen nhw really wedi dreifo wrthnos hyn. Teimlo maen nhw wedi y profiad sydd yn nhw, a jyst dangos lot o clas yn y ffordd maen nhw'n rhoi nhw'n ar y car funud a helpu'r boes ifanc sy'n mynd i chwarae. So maen nhw'n heiddi cael send-off dda, maen nhw'n heiddi cael doi buddugoliaeth, so na beth yw'r plan ni i roi nhw beth maen nhw'n heiddi, really.
Ie, dwy gêm, zebra, dreigiau, dyna, mae lan i 5 buddugoliaeth, o lian roi momentum i chi hefyd cyn bod chi'n nôl yn ymarfer cyn tymor nesaf.
Ie, bendant, y ffordd. Mae'n digon i ni chwarae amdano, ni ar ôl y doi meddiant yna, ni ar ôl bach o momentum. ni'n mynd i fynd bant. Dwi'n mewn cwpl o wythnosau sy'n ôl, ni moyn bod yn lle ble ni'n gadael yn positif iawn, ble mae lot o chwaraewyr ifanc wedi bod yn environment positif iawn, yn barod i dod nôl a seith mewn i wedyn.